Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina, Lake Taneycomo. I'm going to do one cast today. It's Friday the 10th of July. I boated up here. Lookout is right through the fog right there, Lookout Island. They're running 2 units of water. It's about 8, a little after 8 in the morning. As you can see, it's foggy. I'm going to throw a white 1/8 ounce, or I've got a white jig on. It's a 3/32 ounce white jig. This one's got red thread. 4-pound line. I'm just going to, the sun, of course, comes up in the east, and it, a lot of this bluff along here is in the shade. A lot of the lake along the bluff's in the shade in the morning, so it's a good time to come up and fish this bluff. At 2 units, it's got a lot of real nice pockets and places you can throw a jig. So I've got the trolling motor on spot lock, and I was going to work just a couple of areas right here until I get down to a snag, a lay down, and I'm able to throw it out, let it sink, and kind of work this. It's not an eddy, but it's not real fast water. There are some trees in here, but if I get snagged, I get snagged. Fish are midging a little bit. I fished a little bit up stream, just a little ways. Didn't get any bites. And I didn't get any bites on that one. Nothing on the first cast. I didn't really get that close to the bank on that cast. Get a little closer. Fair amount of boats out today. Fog's not too thick. Wasn't too hard getting up here. Always try to slow down. Oh, that was a fish. Always try to slow down in the fog and take my time. If I come up on somebody, I'll slow down. Usually it's somebody I know, so I'll say hi. Saw quite a few guys out. Tony Lilley, Bill Babler, Tracy Frenzel, John Sappington, and Brett Rader were past all those guys. And Brian, a new guide, I don't know his last name. Okay, I'm gonna work on down a little ways. I fished this stretch a couple of days ago, but it was in the evening and I was fishing sorry, I was fishing the shallow side. The white jig has been the best color as far as jigs for me anyhow. Well, Dwayne caught one yesterday on a white and gray. Tony said jig fishing up here this morning early was good. I need to put my phone on silence. Nope, that's bottom. Do a little flip here around this log. Bill Babbler said fishing was a little tough for him. He said they started out with a 21-inch rainbow this morning, and it's been slow for him. Looked like he was drifting night crawlers down below Fall Creek. Nothing so far. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get up around these guys. Got it. I'll let you guys get around behind me. It's all right. I'm working it pretty slow. So I'm working it pretty slow, so I'll let you guys get past me. There's one. Not a bad rainbow start. Oh, he is fat. Whew. About 13. I caught him way off the bank, so I was fishing it too close before. There's another one. Yeah, I was too close to the bank. About the same size. These fish kind of look like stalkers. They've been in the lake for a little while, but they got that stalker look. Kind of darker spots. Seem like when they're in the lake for a little bit, they lose those spots and that dark color. More of a natural rainbow look. Ooh, another bite. Ooh, had a slash. One was chasing it. Just trying to let these guys get ahead of me. Or both, yeah, ahead of me. Uh-oh. A pile of moss. There's a couple trees right in here on the bottom, so I can't let it sink very far. This bluff stays in the shade till 11. No, yeah, about 10 was about the latest that I'd fish it. I'm not getting down. I didn't get down on the last two casts. You can't be scared. You can't be scared to get snagged. You just got to put it down there. If you lose a jig, you lose a jig. But like right now, all the times that I'm not getting down to where I can't see my jig, I'm not getting bit. I could use an 1/8 ounce jig, and maybe I should. I do like working it slow. Because I've learned the last few times I've been out. Oh, filled it. Saw the jig disappear. If you can see your jig, you can see your jig and the being white in the down in the water, and all of a sudden it disappears. You set the hook, and that's what just happened, and I didn't. Of course, I saw the fish bolt. As soon as I jigged it a little bit, I pulled it right out of his mouth. I do like to slow myself down in the current, because the current, or the water that I'm fishing up closer to the bank's moving a lot slower than what I'm sitting in. Oh, gotta follow. Fog is really starting to clear up. Oh, I let it go down too much. Okay. That was a good jig. Okay. I got another white jig. And there's a fish. Still not very big. This one would be a keeper. You can keep them under 12 inches up here. A lot of times that's difficult to do, to catch them under 12 up here. Wow, what is that? Okay, I need some help identifying that animal. I'm not sure if I've ever heard that. Cool. It's not a fox. Oh, it's a bobcat. Bet you it's a yeah, it's a bobcat. I wonder if that has something to do with mating. Bet you it does. Well, that's something different. It's another one. Got one there, got one there. This is a good looking spot here. There he is. Coming to me. Woo. That's a pretty fish. That was cool. That spot it just looked fishy. And I got a good cast. This would be my picture fish. He's not real big, but he's real pretty. See what I mean by it has not even, it's just not, it doesn't look like a stalker. You know, that fish has been in the lake probably 6 months or more. And he looks like a rainbow trout, not like a rainbow out of a stock tank. Sometimes that jig just does not get down. Got the currents along this bluff can really start swirling around, and it affects your line, and your jig doesn't get down like it should. And sometimes that's what's good about using 2-pound line is, ooh, that's a neat fish. Might have to come up here and throw it dry. Start getting a little bit more serious about throwing a dry fly on into July. And you get into August, and then hopefully it's going by then, and if it's not, probably not going to see any dry fly action. Probably not. And then, I mean, you're not going to see it. If you don't pay attention, you really need to just pause and let that jig sink. At least right now, they're just not. Ah, there's a bump. They're not coming up. They're staying on the bottom. Except for that one fish I missed where I saw him take it, or saw the jig disappear. Everything else has been deep where I can't see the jig. I have had a couple follows, but not very many. Getting a little too close to the bank. It does seem like I do a lot better if I'm out away from the bank. I'm sure my jig stays down a little better. Ooh, that might have been a fish. I'm only halfway to the Narrows. One thing I haven't caught in a while is a brown. And I sure like throwing white jigs. For that reason, because I always feel like I have a real good chance of catching a brown. All right. Ooh. Oh, picture fish. This is a good fish. All right. I shouldn't say picture fish. This is a good rainbow though. Yeah. He's not 20, but he's not going to fight very hard unless he just takes off. I gotta get the net. I could use my that thing I built on this fish. He made one big lunge and jump, and then he kind of quit. And now he's... Should have done that. All right. Are you done? Okay. That's a nice fish. My camera better be working. Came right out. Right. There we go. I mean, I can't even get my hand around that fish. He's not 20. I'd say he's about 19. Thick fish. Thank you, Lord. Cool. I'm not going to end on that. How long have I been talking? 32 minutes. I can't quit on that. Got a lot of good water to fish. He hit that. He wasn't on the bank at all. Hit that hard. That was a pretty fish. It's called a good specimen. That's what a rainbow trout's supposed to look like. That was a good cast. That was really, it kept the jig down. Felt like it was in the, what would you call it, kill zone for a long time. Oh, that wasn't a very good cast. Stuck to my finger. Ooh, that was I'm getting down close to the Narrows. This area right through here where there's not really any boulders or anything to create an eddy. It's kind of straight water. I think this has always been a really good spot to pick up a good fish. Of course, the Narrows is always a great place. It holds a lot of fish, holds a lot of big fish. current really picks up speed through there, and that's the only bad thing about it is you hook one fish and you're pretty much done, because by the time you land it and get back out, you're through the Narrows. It's not a big area and it's fast. You go through it quick. Not as deep here. I can see the bottom, so I'm going to see my jig for most of the cast. Oh, there is something. Ooh, nice fish. So I can sight fish. Ooh, yeah, I saw him turn on it. He came around the jig, and then the jig disappeared. It's almost like he flashed at it first. Was looking at it, inspecting it. That's another fish. Look, it's been in the lake for a long time. No black spots. Pretty beautiful fish. I'm now officially in the Narrows. There's a stump, a tree that's been cut off that hangs out in the water right there. I need to back out just a little bit. There's one. Oh, got a little loose on the drag. Oh, that's okay. He wasn't that big. He was probably about 14. Down towards the end of the bluff here, the sun starts to get you a little bit. Oh, there's a nice oh gosh, I'm starting to see some fish on the bottom. There was 2 fish in a row that were probably another one 18, 19 inches long. Real pretty rainbows. Now I gotta quit looking at it, the bottom. Drifting scuds down through here. is usually the ticket to catch some good fish. Couple more casts. Two eagles sitting right next to each other. Huh. Neat. I can't tell, they're silhouetted. I can't tell if they're young ones or if they've got white heads. There's an eagle's nest just right here, and I know that they had two young ones. And after they are big enough to fly off the nest, they'll stay in the area for quite a while, probably till this fall. Oh, Phil. One more. One thing bad about the GoPro is you can't see stuff like that. If it's far away, it's too tiny. I gotta throw one more time up in the shade. There he was. Missed two on that one. Well, you got to hear leaf blowers and lawnmowers and bobcats and lots of birds and eagles and fire trucks. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.